Welcome back. 2005 Chevy Trailblazer 2x4, actually in this case, not 4x4. Needs brakes all the way around. Needs some other stuff which we'll get to, but first off it's going to be rear brakes. Going to do rear brakes in this. Caliper first, see if we can get a little bit of play in here and get a screwdriver in here. Just kind of, yeah, no problem. Push the piston back in a little bit. Free that up. 14 millimeter. I like my hands. Yep. Just set that up on top, out of the way for now. 18 millimeter. They're a little tight. Yes, I do have power tools. I just don't feel like messing with it right now. I'm trying to fit it in there. So, we'll just break them loose with a hammer, which is what I use most of the time anyway. They're very tight. Probably corrosion. Alright, take your bracket off, set that aside. I don't really care about these clips. That's all I care about them. Off of there. Done. One more. Got one more here. I give you some light so you can actually see. You're not looking in the shadows the whole time. These original, maybe original rotors. I'm not sure. Somebody's been in here, but I don't know if they're original. I don't know. I don't think so. It's too many miles on this thing to be original. Ah, come on. Really? You gotta just be a pain, huh? There we go. That's how we fix that. Just tear it off. Get a hold of it and rip it off of there. There we go. We can see the corrosion on that. Really bad. Hub's pretty clean. We're going to clean this hub up. Parking brake looks okay. I'm going to leave that alone. I'm just going to clean the rust off of this hub. Trying to keep moisture from getting on there and causing problems. Causing the rotor to stick to the hub. Hard to get off. You don't want that. So clean it up good. Spray it down. You can use brake grease in there. You can use wheel bearing grease, just a thin coating, just a light coating. Just helps the next person, whoever's in here, and the rotor comes off a lot easier. I got to clean the face of this piston. I'm going to do that before I push it in, and clean the back of these tabs. You can use sandpaper, Scotch-Brite, you know, whatever you have. I'm going to use cookie wheel because I have it. And I have it, I might as well use it. Trying to get this light in a spot where it's not blinding you. It's going to be hard to see. The shadows are pretty bad today. But I'll try. We'll see what we can do. I can do this before I push the piston in, so I don't have to worry about hitting the boot. Just cleaning the corrosion off of there. I don't need a lot. I'm going to do the same with the back of these tabs. Coming in here, hopefully you can see. Probably can't because it's probably in the shadow. Hopefully you can see what I'm doing. I don't know. Trying to make it where you can see it. You can use an old pad if you want to stick it in there, which I could use, or I'll stick a socket in there. It'll fit in there, a bigger socket, and just push against that socket. We're just going to wind this piston back in. Let's see if that's enough for me to get it all the way in there or not. I don't know. It should go in pretty easy. Check your master cylinder. Make sure it's not full right to the top. And so you don't overflow it. Take a little bit out if you need to. And just push that in. I've got to get a pad because I bottomed my tool out and it didn't push it all the way in. I can also take a pad, so I just get to show you both ways, or one of many ways to do this. I usually just take an old pad, stick it in there like that. Get my tool, my wind back tool, and put it in there. Turn it in. Hopefully you can see what I'm doing. Oh, you're probably all in the shadow. It's probably blocked everything you can see there. Just kind of push it back in. Kind of stay out of your way. You'll feel it bottom out, and then just stop. That's it. Look at your boot, the dust boot around that. Sometimes this boot will get air underneath of it, and it'll be bulged out. This one looks fine, but if it does that, you want to take a pick or a small screwdriver. Don't poke a hole in the boot. You want to go in here along the edge of that metal piston and kind of pry out. You get down to the seal and it'll burp it and it'll get the air out of it if you need to do it. This one's fine. So we're going to grease this now. Brake grease. I use a different grease, metal to metal. I use Ceramic Extreme by Permatex. I don't use it for slide pins or anything like that. Just grease the face of the piston like so. And then get some on the back of these tabs. You don't need a ton, but all this does, all we're trying to do here, especially where I live, because rust is the major enemy, is keep moisture from getting on these things and creating corrosion, which then rust jacks the pads, pushes them around, and then they don't work like they should. So we're good there. If your rotors come coated in a cosmetic substance to keep them from corroding, make sure you use brake clean and clean them off really good. These do not. They do not come that way, so I don't have to worry about that. So I'm just going to set that down here, put that on. So this bracket, you want to check your boots. This one's cracked, so I got to replace boots on this. Slide pins, make sure they're free. In fact, both of them are cracked. They got grease leaking out of both of them. And we're going to come in behind this. I'm trying to get you in a spot where I can get you some decent light here. Let's see, maybe. And we're going to clean any corrosion. We're going to come in here with a file, just clean any corrosion out of both ends. I'm going to take it over the wire wheel and clean it up. And then when we're done with that, we'll come back and put new hardware, grease it. Got the bracket all cleaned up. Filed all the corrosion out of there. Wire wheeled it, cleaned it all up both ends. Hopefully you can see that. Nice and clean. Come behind here, there's always a big controversy on this. I grease behind the hardware. Stainless steel hardware, it doesn't rust. All we're trying to do is keep moisture from getting in behind the hardware and pushing it up, rust jacking it, and then pinching the pad, causing problems. So thin coat, brake grease, has to be brake grease in here. Both ends, same thing. Put my new hardware in. Okay, it's ready to go. Now we're going to put the slide pins back in, clean them up. New boot kit, because I had torn boots. Got a new boot kit. New boots are on. I use a different grease for that because this Ceramic Extreme supposedly causes problems with some of the rubber, particularly on Toyotas from what I understand. I've never seen it, never had a problem with it, but I just use the silicone formula from Permatex for slide pins. Anything that touches rubber, basically. Thin coat. These pins are both the same. No difference in this case. Slide it in. Now you want to make sure that that boot grabs. There's a lip. You got to get it on that lip in here. So we want to make sure we get it into that groove. I don't know how I'm going to do that with these. It will go on there. That one went right on, right, like that. So that's got a hold of it. So when it expands, let's see if I can see if I can pull this out. Just pull it out of that. There you go. There's a groove on either side. It has a hold of the boot. I won't let anything in there. This one is fighting me a little bit. I don't know why, but it is. It's because it's way up on the. It's way up on the pin. Let me get this slid down a little bit. Push that on there. Come on, just about had that. Just about had it. Come on. Let me get a pick. Don't poke a hole in it. Gotta grab that and kind of get it down over that lip. Come on. There we go. Both of them seated all the way down. Ready to go. I'm going to put them back on the car. Always replace your hardware. Always grease behind the hardware. Re-grease your pins. Make sure they're not, boots aren't torn. Make sure they're locked. Their pins aren't locked up. And sometimes, a lot of times, I get them in where I live and they're rusted in here and they won't move at all. You just got to heat them with a torch to get them out. And then sometimes you just can't save the pin. You can get it out, but it's so torn up that you end up replacing the pin anyway. But at least you get it out. Don't have to do the whole bracket. There you go. Right there in the corner. There's part of it. So we'll just slide this in place. Same pad, everything's the same. Yep, no difference. I'll go this way, I think. I've got to go pretty much straight in on these. Okay. It's all loaded up. Hopefully I won't knock them out of there. It's ready to go. My bracket ready to go. I wire wheeled my mounting bolts because they just go in easier. I've got new Loctite on them. We're just going to set this in place and hopefully not have any issues. We'll see. Get the top one started. Get the bottom one started here. That's a great noise. going to need to torque them. I'm going to have to reach back in here and torque these. I'm going to go look that spec up, but we will torque these 2 bolts. Okay, they're both torqued. 148 foot-pounds is what it says. Don't twist your brake line up. And your bleeder should be pointing at the top. Should be up the top of the caliper. Well, that's it for the rear brakes on this 2005 Trailblazer. Just basic maintenance. Don't cut corners. You know, clean the brackets, get the rust off of them, grease behind the hardware. New hardware, always new hardware. Don't try to save a couple dollars. Usually, if you buy decent pads, they're going to come with hardware anyway. I don't grease on top of the hardware. It's stainless steel. It doesn't rust. All it does at least what I think of when you grease on top of it, just collects everything off the road, all the dirt, the grime, salt, everything else. Always a big fight about it. Do it how you want it. I always do it behind the hardware. You know, grease the face of the piston, the outside tabs on the caliper. You know, use good quality parts. You're doing this yourself, you're saving a lot of money. Don't buy cheap parts because you're not going to be happy, because in 3 or 4 months you buy cheap rotors, they're probably going to warp and they're going to shake. So if you have to do this for your vehicle, I hope it helps you out. If you like the video, subscribe below. Thanks for watching.